the people that know me for sure,
Yeah, ma'am.
I don't need a man.
Okay. Why do you feel you don't need a man?
Because I take care of everything myself.
Okay.
Everything. I'm a single mother. I've been a single mother
Let
since
her cook, please. Go ahead,
I've been a single mother since I was 18 years old.
There you go.
So, I have a great job. I've been in banking since I was 18, so I know how to build myself.
Who impregnated you? Said for you to be a single mother. Oh, a man.
That ugly
Hold
mother.
on, sweetie. You got some beautiful lip gloss on your face right now. You know that? You know who made that shit? A man. You tried that. You created that shit. So either you're going to be not a mother, don't have a job, and not try shit without a man, but you don't need a man. When I'm cooking, I'm cooking. I'll let you talk for 5 minutes, Queen. It's my turn. Thank you.
A man can't impregnate me.
So quite frankly, you can't get pregnant without a man, so you wouldn't be a mother.
You don't know the situation.
You don't own your business, a man. You don't own your business, so the man owns that, so you wouldn't be employed without the man. Hold on, Queen. And the fact of the matter is that the car you drive was created by a man. So don't give me that I don't need a man, because you would be walking without a baby with no job right now without a man.
Free man.
I didn't say I don't need a man.
Yes, you did.
You did say that, man.
AITA for telling my daughter she can't expect our family to empathize with her after she had an affair. My daughter, Luna, 27, has worked for the same company for 5 years. As it's a small company, we've often been invited to holiday parties, events, etc. There we met our daughter's colleague, Greg, 30 at the time of passing. We also met his wife, Nancy, and their daughter, Brooke. We knew Luna and Greg were close friends as they worked on the same team that often traveled locally. In March, Luna told us that Greg was diagnosed with terminal cancer. We immediately reached out to Nancy to offer support. She informed us they were separated. I was surprised but didn't pry. We offered her support which she rebuffed, but I didn't find that weird as we weren't close. In May, Luna came clean. She and Greg had carried on a 3-year affair. Looking back, clues were there but I never connected them. She said he separated from Nancy right after his diagnosis. I admit we were all pretty ashamed of her. She was raised better than to carry on a relationship with a married man. Still, we didn't tell her this and offered her support, as well as Greg in his final weeks. He passed over the summer. Because they never divorced and Greg never changed his policy, Nancy was the beneficiary of his life insurance. The rest of his assets were put in a trust for Brooke when she becomes of age. Outside a few sentimental items, Luna was left nothing. She has complained consistently that Nancy should have given her some of the policy. Luna and Brooke also developed a bond. After Greg's passing, however, Nancy cut off all contact. This has been hard on Luna. On top of that, she was not included in the obituary and was heavily ignored at the funeral. We've been sympathetic and supportive. Our extended family, however, isn't. They are also ashamed of Luna and feel the above are the breaks when you're the mistress. Out of both sides of our family, only myself, my husband and one of our other children, out of 3, attended the services. My MIL was cheated on by her first husband and so many feel for Nancy versus Luna. Luna has made it clear she's unhappy. Thanksgiving came around. We went to my MILs. There were some there who hadn't seen Luna in a while. None brought up Greg. She started on not getting anything from the life insurance and not seeing Brooke. One of my nieces said, "You had no rights as the mistress." Luna left in tears and I followed, giving her a hug. She asked why others are so mean and I said she can't expect them to have empathy for this situation. That she hid this for a few years, was the other woman and given her father's family history with cheating, it's a sensitive issue. She got upset with me and left. She later texted that we've all betrayed her. Idea.
This is the problem where we don't teach children the concept of accountability. Again, you chose to deal with a married man. You also chose to deal with a type of man that really didn't even divorce his wife. He didn't even put you in his will. So really, what would you expect? This man was using you at the last minutes of his life, which is insane. So what do women expect sometimes? And to not hold account, not understand your actions have consequences, right? Like, why would family even understand? Like, I get it, they're family, but it doesn't take away from you doing terrible acts. Why would they understand that, Oh, you should have gotten his life insurance. Well, you should have gotten some money. You should have gotten something from him. Why? You weren't married to him. You weren't. You were, again, like they said, his mistress. Because he wasn't divorced. So this is the concept where women, they screw themselves by getting into certain situations that weren't beneficial whatsoever to them. This is why it amazes me that women would have kids with a man, but wouldn't marry a man. Because 100% marriage is a kind of like an insurance for women. In general, marriage is an insurance for women because women will benefit from marriage. Men don't. Men benefit from relationships. See, that's the thing. A lot of people say, oh, men benefit from... No, they don't benefit from marriage. They benefit from a relationship, but a marriage, no. Because marriage is binding legally, where you have some responsibility for the person. Okay? If you divorce, well, you will have something. If you have legal rights to the person. This is why women are just delusional, and they don't understand how the world works or what is beneficial. So it's ridiculous that women just do this to themselves. It's like because you know what they always say, when you're so emotional, you're not gonna think logically. So really, she's just living by emotion. She wasn't acting logically, right? You want to date a married man? Well, get him to divorce. It's just ridiculous. And don't expect other people to sympathize with such terrible acts.
I made a very rookie mistake the other night when I was on a date, and my brother was very upset with me when he found out. In the middle of my first date, we decided to change venues, and since my date had driven his car, I decided to get into his car with him. And then at the end of the date, he offered to drive me home, and I thought, in my head, I was trying to justify it. Well, he could have kidnapped me after the first part where he drove me from one bar to another, but he didn't, so maybe it's okay that I say yes to getting a ride home with him. And my brother was not happy with that. I was just kind of being a little bit lazy because I could have taken an Uber and that would have been the more responsible thing to do. But I'm curious what everyone's rule is around getting into a car with someone that you've been dating. How many dates do you wait until? Do you think it's like safe that you can trust someone? Clearly, it's not the first date, so I messed up. I know a lot of you have said in the past that you do like a find your friends thing with your friends so they know where you're at when you're on a date. I don't have that set up, and I probably should. And then I had another friend tell me that she thought it was a little bit creepy when guys offered to drive girls home on their dates. And she said, wouldn't it be nice if maybe the guy just like made sure the girl got home safe, but they like offered to pay for their Uber ride home or something like that? And I thought, oh, that is really nice, but is that like a standard thing these days, or is that something that guys do? Let me know in the comments. I'm very curious because...
You know, I agree that women should be cautious, right? I do agree. But this is also the reason why the dating scene is messed up. So women now perceive men as dangerous. So what's the point of dating, right? When out the bat, you already think that this man is dangerous. Maybe I'm getting too old, because back in my day, women expected men to pick them up, drive them to the date, and drive them home. And now, women expect men to, let's say, pay for the date, but also pay for their Uber to go home. So in turn, what do men get on dates, right? Because you think about this. A date should be mutual, right? Where you both get to know each other, it's a benefit to you both, right? It's about both sides. So in the sense that now dates where women expect men to impress them on the date, pay for the date, and also pay for the trips to get home, get to the date, do all this stuff. I've even heard women expect them to, let's say, pay for a babysitter. It's like, the expectation is always and heavily on the men. I feel like it's dating for men is so one-sided. Because look at this, like where men, that's why I believe majority of men are good men. So men just have it being, it's a gentleman act where you pick up a girl. It's part of being a gentleman, chivalrous, where you pick her up, you drive her home. That's how you make sure she's safe. Okay, but now it's like you also expect men to be a gentleman, but to have an arm, push them at an arm's length because they might be a creep, they might be dangerous. It's like I don't. I just feel sympathetic for most men nowadays because it's like practically anything they could do can be perceived as a creep, and they are automatically labeled dangerous until they're not dangerous anymore. I mean, it's like it's unbelievable. It's just I can't understand it. I think it's just disgusting how men are viewed. Why even go on a date with people if you believe that they're dangerous? Which it's fine. I get it. But why go on dates then? I mean, what's the point?
This is the Celebrity Baby Mama Hall of Fame. Nick Cannon has 12 kids with 6 different women. Terry Nutkins has 9 kids with 7 moms. Eddie Murphy has 10 kids with 8 women. Eugene Levy's the Wayne Gretzky of making copies. He's got 9 kids with 9 baby mamas. At just 23 years old, NBA YoungBoy has 11 kids with 9 different mothers. Lil Randy has 13 children with 7 mothers in 5 different countries. Good thing he's a billionaire. Antonio Cromartie has 14 kids with 8 different women in 5 different states and a pair of post-vasectomy twins. He has a monthly child support payment of $330,000 a month and some murky swamp water. And Mr. Worldwide Frankie Muniz has 17 kids with 13 different women in 8 different countries. Agent Cody Pipes says he doesn't plan on getting a vasectomy anytime soon. Malcolm's a pure shooter.
A woman that I could search, if I know a name of a woman that's been on OnlyFans, if I know her name, I could Google it and find naked pictures of her. That's just that's a fact. And what man wants that knowledge of, oh, this is a woman I'm going to marry? Any man can see her naked. So how special it is for me to marry this woman when she just gave it out for free. Plus, many men do, whether it's true or not, then in most cases it's not true, but men view women that do OnlyFans as loose, as promiscuous, as having sex a lot, like they're porn stars kind of way, right? So also that's a detriment to your future. That's there's no denying that.
So do you think sex is important to men in a marriage?
Yes.
Okay. What do women want out of a marriage?
Stability.
Okay. And would you say that you get that through long-term commitment, right? So what if I told you 1 in 4 marriages were sexless? 1 in 4. So
I believe.
So who is it harder for then? If we're getting the commitment from him, but they're not getting the sex from us?
Wow.